Alrighty. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the BOOFCAST.
Welcome.
Joey started
Well,
this
well-
time. Wow, that's
Welcome back to the BOOFCAST, brother. It's
Welcome
one of those
back, brother.
days. I gotta turn up Sophie because she's so quiet.
I'm sorry, brother.
Mace, welcome back. Soph,
That's a
welcome
great
back.
intro.
Joey, welcome back.
So yeah,
It's great to see you guys. It's been so long.
it's been like what, 30? Maybe 30 minutes.
Well, you guys were
Viewers,
here.
listeners.
I wasn't here.
Welcome back. And if you're new, thank you for joining. This is BOOFCAST. Do you guys just want to jump right in? You got
No,
anything to say before
Hell
we
no.
start?
We
It's
got
been-
any intro?
It's been like a week since we recorded the last one. Besides us hanging out and playing games, we don't really talk about our lives outside of that. So, how's your life outside of gaming wise? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I've just been doing school and working and gaming. That's about it.
Dude, I went to the gym today. I got a new fucking pre-workout. Chugged that shit. I fucking said, scoop, drink that shit,
Scoop de whoop.
swish it around in my mouth. Got the nastiest pump of my life. Hit 205 on bench today. It
You
was
can't
back.
hear it. Oh, wait.
Good shit.
The homie is back.
That's
I'm
nice.
having a great day. I cleaned my room. My
Hell
room's
yeah.
a fucking
That is
mess.
big.
And I told
That's how
myself,
you know
well,
it's a good day.
if I told myself, well, if I'm gonna start editing, I gotta get the creative juices flowing. So, cleaned my room. Couldn't be creative in a disgusting environment. So, yeah,
Oh, that's real. What about you, Maze? How have you been?
you had a good day, Maze.
Today, it's been a day. I mean, I just went to work and came home and had a cardio workout because yesterday when I went running, dude, my shins and knees are totaled. So I just did a cardio workout at home today. And now I'm here on the podcast. Oh, I bought earrings to like start stretching my ears. And that's what I was trying to do before we came in here. But yeah, I didn't get enough time to put them in. So after podcast, I will. But honestly, no, not much has been going on. Just been a lot of editing. Released a podcast today. Episode 2 came out today.
I'd say today was also productive for me. Although I did oversleep and miss my 8 a.m., which kind of sucked. I stayed. We went to lab, got my lab report done, and then I stayed and I did like an hour of studying. So I'll call that a win.
Isn't your 8
We can
a.m.
do-
your Japanese class?
It is, yeah, and I was really upset that I missed it, but you know, that's what I get for staying up too late. I think I just fell back asleep after my alarm because I was up, and then suddenly it was 9:30, and I was like, wait, I was supposed to get up.
That happens to me way too much. Do when I get up for work, I get up and I'm like, let me turn off my alarm real quick. Let me just close my eyes a little bit. I'll get up right now. Next thing you know, it's 5 a.m. I'm like, oh, I'm an hour late. Sick.
Yeah, it happens. I try not to miss my 8 a.m.s, but they're 8 a.m.s, so what can you really do?
Try to be there.
Try to be there and still have a productive day if you don't.
Yeah, I guess so. What are you doing, Joey?
Hopefully that changed it to make it a little better.
Change what?
My mic, I done fucked it.
What was wrong with it?
I didn't have it all set up on OBS, right?
I only have like 2 filters on my mic on OBS, and that's about it. It's just noise cancellation and compression, I think. Because I hate on videos when I try to scream and it just goes, and then just cuts me off or like lowers me all the way down. I hate when it happens.
I also have fans going on, so I don't want that to pop up in the background.
I'm just using my headset mic.
All our audios are pretty fucking boof.
It happens. What can you do? It is the BOOFCAST
I'm
after
gonna rub
all.
my belly out to this one.
Yo, look at my fucking shirt, y'all. Hold on, I gotta stand up for it.
I saw the top, fucking dude. That's so sick. Born to shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Forced to
the
win.
wipe.
That's so sick.
Dude, I got it at fucking Spencer's, bro.
I saw
That's
it at Spencer's
hilarious.
too. Yeah,
This shit's so funny.
I wanted to buy one, but I was like,
I saw another one today too. It was I'm lactose intolerant. My tummy hurts, and it's just like 2 skeletons on the side, and then a whole bunch of fucking milk just pouring down on me.
That's insane. I've seen one like that's like lactose intolerant, but it's like cats and then bowls of like milk and stuff all around it. All these are all at Spencer's too. Spencer has like the craziest shirts ever.
Spencer's has some of the most.
They need to
wild
get
shit.
more. I need more. They're so funny.
They have one that's like 2-seater. And it's like one pointing up at his face and one pointing down.
Yeah,
at his
I've seen that one. They have a bunch of wild Christmas
or like
sweaters
future
too.
MILF, future DILF. Let's see what else. If I can remember off the dome. I just went to the mall recently. I saw all of them and I was like, damn, dude, I want
I went
all
today.
of these.
Get my
I've been
pre-workout, and then
meaning
we
to get
walk
out
in this.
and do shopping for Christmas.
What was the one that I saw?
Hey, not everything online.
Sometimes I like to just like see all of my options. Sometimes seeing it on a screen isn't enough. I want to like see it. You know what I mean?
Physically be able to, touch it.
If it's for me, then yeah. But if it's somebody else, I'm like, fucking. Why are you so quiet this week? What's going on?
I don't fucking know. Dude, I'm crashing. Like, no bullshit. I had all of this caffeine today, and I'm fucking crashing.
Let's try to lock in, boys. You gotta focus up, lock in. Hold on. Let me pull up the Subway Surfers and start.
Oh,
All right,
There we
guys.
go.
So let's hop into a topic, guys. Am I the asshole? Oh, I'm so glad I put my
I'm a
phone down
victim
at
of
that
those
moment.
videos.
I got a text as soon as I put my phone down.
Got saved.
So what was the comment that our lovely
Oh, dude, we forgot to do that
Lovely
again,
favorite.
dude. I forgot to do that again. At the beginning of every podcast, I wanted to read off like the best or funniest comments. Or like
well then let's fucking do it then.
for this week's podcast episode, we had people. Oh, I asked for people to comment like topics for us to talk about in the last episode, and Krim came up with a really good one that we all thought was pretty great. But he said, "What are your childhood?" I forgot it. That's crazy. Fears, childhood fears.
Childhood fears.
I was gonna
It just came
say
back to me. Do we have any childhood fears in the chat?
I had a couple, but I feel like they weren't that crazy. I was afraid of bees when I was a kid. I was very afraid of bees, but I've now grown to love them. I still don't like wasps, but that's pretty obvious. I don't know. I used to be afraid of the dark, but I feel like that's pretty generic too.
That's a little generic, yeah. I used to be afraid of the dark. But dude, the
I feel like
demons,
feel like most
everybody's
kids
afraid of the
were,
dark.
yeah.
Hello?
the demons are gonna get me, dude. Fuck.
No,
I can't really
no.
think. I was trying to think, but I can't really think of
I've been
much else
told of
besides that.
I've been told of a few for me that I just don't remember. Like my mom used to tell me, like, "Oh, you used to be afraid of clowns," and I'm like, "When?
I still
don't
am.
remember that. I don't
You're
remember
afraid of
it.
clowns?
I'm fucking terrified of clowns still.
Damn.
What about
Them hoes scare me.
how'd you handle 2016 when there was those killer clowns running around the country?
I didn't go trick or treating. I'm so
Oh.
serious. I didn't go because I was too scared. I was like, I can't have that shit. If they're out there, and I had just so happened to, like Art the Clown comes up to me. Yeah, no, you got me fucked up.
I had a clown experience back in 2016.
Really? Like,
Yeah, I was okay. So I did soccer in middle school, and we had a team dinner at one of my teammates' houses, and she lived in town. And we were over at her house, and it was like this time of year, like fall. So it was like dark early. We had dinner, and she had a trampoline. So we're all out on her trampoline, and her house, right? Her house, overlooked the river, or it was like right near the river. So there was like her fence, the trampoline, and then a bank. But the fence wasn't a full fence. It was just like half of a fence. Like it just so you like couldn't really see, but there was totally you could get around it. You could see that you could get around it. And we're outside on the trampoline, and a fucking clown popped up on the riverbank. And
no
he,
way.
I can't remember if he was holding a stick or a bat, but I want to say it was like a big stick. And he was just kind of threatening us with it, and we were freaking the fuck out. And I don't even remember what we did. I think we just like hit on the trampoline and like kind of taunted him because we're like, okay, well if he comes into the yard, like our mom's gonna do something about it, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, wait, there's like 12 of us, and there's only one of him. Like we could get him. And he just went away. But I remember it was like really scary when we first saw him. We were like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I don't think I ever had a killer clown experience in those times. I remember hearing about it and seeing about it, and like, I think I missed school on one of the days because on Facebook and stuff, you would see like updates and stuff being like, these people said they were gonna dress up as clowns and go to the school and carry knives and blah blah blah. And I think I stayed home on one of those days. but I never
Damn.
encountered anything on Halloween that year. I was just very careful with every clown I did see.
We never had clowns threaten the school. We
I've
had
never
other
had,
types of
yeah.
threats at the school, but
You've
we
never
didn't
had
have
any
clowns.
school? Oh, you had school threats?
Oh yeah, I have
School
another
threats.
crazy story
Lord.
that I can. We had a full. Okay, it was in the news and everything. Do
Mhm.
you, I'm just gonna keep going, I guess. I'll keep rambling. Um, I was in 6th grade. I had just moved to this town from like where I went to elementary school, and I didn't really know that many people. It was also in the fall, like at the very beginning of the year. And there was this kid who was in my homeroom, and we were all we had a lockdown drill, and we all like went under the desks. They called it over the announcement, and we're like, "What the fuck's happening? What's happening? Is it a drill? Is it a drill?" And I remember my teacher was like, "I was like, is it a drill?" And she's like, "I don't have an email from anybody. And if it was a drill, I would probably have an email." And I was like, I remember thinking like, why would you tell me that? But we were all kind of freaking out, and the police came, and we could hear the dogs. There were dogs that were going up and down the hallways, and they were like sniffing on lockers and stuff, like a whole shit ton of cops. There was a fire truck there, and it was because this kid in my homeroom brought a gun to school. It was in his backpack, 6th grade, mind you. It was
6th
disassembled in his backpack in his locker. That was right outside my homeroom. And his reasoning was that he was going to go to the shooting range after school with his friends. And they found him during the lockdown drill. They found him in the like 8th grade wing bathroom buying weed from another kid who was in our grade.
This dude just did not have any brain thought process behind anything he did that day. It's like,
That man
No,
said,
and
I'm gonna
everybody was
smoke a bowl
tweaking.
before I go in. And if this
Yeah,
shit happens,
seriously,
this shit happens. Like, what? Why the fuck would you
crazy.
do that?
And I have no idea if he had any ill intentions or if he genuinely was just that fucking
yeah, right.
stupid. But everybody was freaking out. Everybody thought it was like an active shooter. Like everybody was like absolutely tweaking. And like I said, dogs. Like it was so crazy seeing like the dogs.
In
Ugh.
6th grade.
6th grade, yeah, that was my intro to this town.
It's terrifying. What the fuck?
Yeah, you wouldn't
I've
think that
had,
would be the case in like rural Maine, but
yeah. No,
I
that's
guess
wild. I've
it's.
had one story like that, but it wasn't really like in my school per se.
Mhm.
We would have so the way we did it, it was code red, code yellow, and then code greens. Code greens was like, all right, do a normal day. Code yellow, lock the doors and continue as normal. And then red is like complete lockdown and stay in the rooms, don't fucking leave or nothing like that. But I remember one of these days, I was also in middle school. It was like what? I think I was in 6th or 7th grade, something like that. I don't remember. I don't fully remember, but I remember hearing on the intercom, we are currently under a code yellow. So go ahead and lock the doors and continue teaching as normal. And I sit here like, code yellow. Okay, so next should be code red because, that's how the drills work.
Right.
Lo and behold, we're stuck in fucking, I think it was first or second period. I think it was second period. We're stuck in second period for the entire fucking day. So luckily for second period, I think I had like my TV class, my digital media class. So I
Nice.
was I was just sitting there editing and shooting shit and having a fucking blast, dude. And lo and behold, I get out of school that day, and apparently over at a adjacent high school, somebody had brought a gun. And this high school, mind you, is like a couple blocks away, maybe like not blocks, but like maybe like 10, 15 minutes away from the high school or the middle school that I'm at. And I'm sitting here like, oh, that could have been at this school. That's crazy. Thank God that shit didn't happen over there. But that's the closest thing I have to like active shooter. But
What about you, Maze?
yeah,
Did you have anything traumatic happen at your school like that?
No, nothing at all. No
Damn.
guns, no bombs, no knives, I think. But like it wasn't like lockdown. It's just like, oh, this kid got caught because he had a knife.
I remember a girl got stabbed at a football game one time. It was really bad.
Oh,
I mean,
wait.
what?
Yeah, you just
yeah,
ignited a thought.
I wasn't there. I remember just hearing about it and being like, damn, these bitches are crazy.
I remember my
And they
middle
were like
school.
in my grade. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I don't. You stopped for like
that
a
was
bit, so I
about
thought
it.
you were ending. Okay. In my middle school, yeah, no, I heard about some story of one of our friends, or he wasn't my friend, but he was like a friend of. He was a mutual friend, I guess, and he, I think he was getting bullied, or if it was just kind of like an in the moment thing. But I remember he pulled out, I think, a piece of glass or a knife, and he was just like cutting people.
Damn.
I don't know
Fucking
what happened.
Just
dickhead.
I
like
don't know what
anybody.
happened. I don't know what happened there. It was like one guy he was with at the time. Like I said, I don't know if he was getting bullied or not. But yeah, he just pulled it out, cut him, and then he just started kind of like walking around, and he was like kind of like threatening people.
Damn.
So yeah, I think that's the most.
Kids are crazy. Middle school's a rough time. Tensions
Middle
are high.
schools?
Middle school was a fucking tough time. Let me tell you.
Yeah. If you
Holy,
had fun in middle school, you're an op.
you're an
Yeah,
op.
I was a big old nerd in like sixth grade. I was like the biggest pussy nerd ever.
Yep.
And then like middle of seventh grade, I started hanging around with all the wannabe gangsters and the drug dealers in my school. And then in eighth grade, I just kind of like sat in that lifestyle for a bit, and barely passed eighth grade because of that. Because I let them influence me way too bad, and that continued in high school. But then like sophomore year, I broke apart from them, and I just made my own small group of friends that I played games with. I became a gamer after becoming a wannabe gangbanger.
Literally, bro. That happened with me too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's an evolution, dude.
Yep.
I had a tight knit group all through middle school, and in high school I started doing theater, and that's where I met all my really good friends, and all the
That
theater
explains
kids
so
were
much,
also
Soph.
stoners.
That explains so much.
Yeah, you didn't know that I was a theater kid?
I didn't know you were a fucking theater kid.
I was a huge theater. I still am a huge theater kid. I won't even lie.
I think I knew that.
I was in the musical for the 2 years we had it. Then we didn't have it because COVID, but we did a competition. I did every show I was able to do before COVID shut it all down. 3 shows a year.
All my homies hate COVID.
Yeah, fuck COVID.
Fuck COVID,
For
bro.
real.
You have any COVID stories, bro? Like, have you like when y'all were on like lockdown and whatever, you had to go to like home and do anything, or like
I got
COVID
unemployed.
It's pretty
stories?
boring.
I got unemployed and gained weight because I just
got-
sat here. I just sat here and drank every single day.
I got depressed. I got
Yep.
my half of my junior year and my entire senior year pretty fucked.
Oh.
We did what? Online classes. I just worked. I worked at Wendy's and did online classes and smoked a lot of weed. That's all I did during COVID. And then it was just kind of starting to chill out my freshman year of college. Like I remember freshman year we had to wear masks to every class, like in the classroom, and we were technically supposed to wear masks in the dorms, like in the hallways, and if you're in anybody else's dorm, like technically the only place you were allowed to not have your mask on was outside, or like when you're eating in the dining hall, or in your dorm with your roommate. But nobody really followed, like in classes and stuff people did, but like the dorm rule was fucking out the window. Nobody cared about that.
For me, COVID was my high school days. I was in 10th grade when it hit. So I had to finish 10th grade online. I didn't attend any classes. I only played video games the entire time. And when my teacher told me to attend the class, I attended the class, but I was on mute the entire time playing, I think, Modern Warfare 2019 or something
Yeah,
like that.
it was
Real.
definitely 2019.
And
That's
I was
real.
grinding for Obsidian and I never fucking got it.
It happens.
And then yeah, we came back. Masks were forced upon you. Me being me, I hate authority. Fuck authority. I never wore my mask once.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
you're in Florida, so you were allowed to do that.
No, we
We-
weren't actually. In school, we were forced to wear masks. Like, they forced us to wear masks when we were allowed back.
Yeah, for us, like you weren't allowed to be at the school and be enrolled if you weren't vaccinated, and the mask rule was pretty like, I mean, a lot of people would just not wear them in classes, and some teachers wouldn't care. Some teachers would call you out. Some teachers would get really upset. It was pretty half and half here, I'd say, people's opinions. I never minded wearing it. I kind of dislike it. It's not fun, but I
Very
also,
uncomfy.
I don't know. I I don't know. Whatever. I never want to go back to those times.
Hell no.
If I'm
My
sick
bad for
now,
bringing it
though,
up.
I'll still wear a mask to class because I hate coughing and like being sick around people. I feel like they're gonna get upset with me and be like, "You're spreading your germs." But I also take a lot of people I take classes with are like microbiome people or like biology students. They all have strong opinions. I don't know. The microbiome class I took really freaked me out. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that shit's terrifying. I learned way too much about bacteria and disease. Sorry,
Is
kind
it
of
too
a
is it
tangent.
too much that now you're more aware of things? Like
Oh
how
yeah, I'm
much
definitely way more aware of like the cleanliness of things. I guess like washing my hands and like I don't know all those sorts of things. Like I'll always grab hand sanitizer when I see it now, and like I guess I don't go overboard. I don't like clean things all the time, but it like freaked me out. It definitely makes me think twice about it. See how many things grow in plates and how quickly they grow?
Yeah,
You start to
dude.
get freaked out.
Dude, I remember I had like
Please don't tell
Tupperware
me.
in my car for like a week and it built up so much mold. It was
Gross, gross, gross,
crazy.
gross. I also took it was called biology of fungi, and we had to leave a plate open
You're a
for
pretty
five
fun guy.
minutes somewhere. What? What did you just say to me?
I said you're a pretty fun guy.
You're a pretty fun guy. Fuck you. It's not funny. So much mold grew on the plate. It's only open for 5 minutes. And so many spores landed on it and grew within like a day or two. So crazy, and it freaked me out.
I
You know
did
what
a science experiment with a potato.
A potato? What did you
I
do with the
cut it
potato?
open and I let it sit for like 2 weeks and
Oh,
just watched it like deteriorate and mold and shit. We put it on like a paper plate, and we set it right next to the like we have like a big ass window that we like
mhm.
in our house, so it's like huge. I don't know, probably like the size of my monitors.
you did this at home?
Yeah, I did this at home. So I cut the potato, I put it on the plate. I had to. It was a science fair project.
My mom would not have that.
So I had to
Be like, you're
put
putting
the
that
folders up
outside.
and all that. So anyway, I put the potato down, cut the potato. You just watch all the fucking mold, just mold and get all this shit. And I'm like, it's nasty. But yeah, and then I had to write down like, oh, this is what happened. That happened next week. In my conclusion, Fortnite.
Okay. Dude, that's the way that shit happens with pumpkins. Have you guys like carved pumpkins and left it out for like 2 days?
Yeah. No,
They
we
get
leave them out for a
so
long time.
moldy. Dude, no, we can't even do that. We leave them out for 2 days and that shit is like already halfway dented and melting upon itself because from all the mold.
Well,
And it
it's
is so
cold here,
squishy.
so I feel like they don't go quite as quick. We'll leave them out for like a week or two before they get like that.
Are we raising our hand to talk next?
Yeah, I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Dude, it's so like hot here where we live. When we put out pumpkins for Halloween, we put out fake pumpkins so they don't
What?
melt or mold.
Do you carve pumpkins?
Yeah, no, we do. We
Okay,
did.
but you just don't
But
put those ones out?
yeah, I put fake ones out. So like they have like little lights in them, and then
No, dude. I carve real ones like a real man.
I carve pumpkins. The fuck?
I'll leave them out like a real man. I didn't even, this year I didn't. It wasn't at my house, thank God. I was like, I know what that creates, and I will leave this here with you. It wasn't at my house. My Choso one, dude. Rip. He died. The moment I gave birth to him, he died.
It happens. He was loved.
We're talking about spookiness and stories, and it's already like Thanksgiving next week. Wait,
Thanksgiving is fun.
Too bad we started
Get
the
to eat a lot
podcast
of
late.
food.
Thanksgiving is next week.
Thanksgiving's next week.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was just talking with my mom. Oh, what is that lighting?
Dude, I'm not doing shit for Thanksgiving this year.
I don't know if we
All my
are
family's
not.
going out of town, and I'm sitting here like,
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
I think we're gonna go to my grandma's for Thanksgiving, but we're not 100% yet. I work the next day, so
Bro, grandma Thanksgivings are gas, bro. I don't care.
yeah.
They're the
I
fucking
love my
best.
grandma.
They're the
She's
fucking
the best.
best.
You guys have any interesting Thanksgiving stories? Like, yeah, I guess anything interesting or crazy or wild or funny happened
Oh.
at Thanksgiving? I said
I have
or all of
one.
those things are included.
I have one that's a little goofy. It's nothing too crazy. It's the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Off the top of the dome, go ahead, spit it.
I can only remember what happened last year.
Fair enough.
What?
The most notable Thanksgiving story for us was when we were kids. We used to fly down to North Carolina to see my grandpa, and we'd do Thanksgiving down there for a year. And some years the other year we go to New York to do it with my mom's family. But we were down in North Carolina. He has a big pond at his house, and my brother fell face first into the fucking pond, and was just like,
Holy shit.
he was like 4 years old, just dunked, and they had to like pick him up and by like the back of the t-shirt, and my mom was freaking the fuck out. But they tell that story every Thanksgiving. That's the only reason. That's the first one that came to mind. They
So
literally never stop telling that story.
It just keeps going and going, huh?
Yeah, literally.
What about you, Joey? You had your hand raised. What were you going to talk about?
I was going to say last year, Coda's family came, and my
They did
uncle
what?
was there. They came! All over the turkey!
Yikes.
They call that a gravy.
No, but my uncle was there, and he's really big on like music festivals and all that shit. So I was invited on the walk.
Nice.
Oh,
So we took the walk.
I was like, wait, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, we went outside. We took the walk, and we literally just shoot shit, talking about all the bands we've seen live and all that. And Coda was there too, so we were just sitting there talking shit, shooting shit, kind of like what we're doing here, but walking.
What
But
about
yeah,
you, Mace?
I got none. I don't think so. Not that I can remember. They're all pretty, like, normal, I guess. We don't ever have anything too crazy besides like somebody getting drunk. Like that's
Yeah.
normal for us.
Yeah, but that's normal.
Exactly.
Everybody.
One year, I think my mom was giving grace and like, saying thank you to God and whatnot. My uncle, like next to me, he was like, "I'm Jewish. I don't participate in this." And, like, he obviously was not, but he was just fucking memeing so hard, and I couldn't stop laughing. And my mom got mad at me. I was like, "It's not my fault, dude. Like he's saying something funny, I'm gonna laugh."
He's the one who's being a sinner right now.
And I get punished for laughing. By proxy, I guess I was sinning.
By proxy, I was sinning.
It happens.
Dude, I was so happy that this topic came up because that's like two of my topics that got wiped off the chart.
We're just knocking him out.
I'm not gonna knock them all out this time. That'd be a whole list. I haven't came up with one since like last week.
Yo, speaking of the walk,
Dun, dun, dun.
first trips.
Oof. I told this story like not long ago, like a few days ago to somebody. Wait, what do you mean?
Like your first trip, like in general, like any substance, any.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like
I thought like edible
Sorry,
trip.
first drugs or first.
Yes.
Okay,
First trip.
I was thinking first like.
Oh, road trip.
No, I
No.
was thinking like first psychedelic trip.
I was thinking either
That works.
first time like doing any drug or first time like tripping off edibles. Like that's where my mind went. My first time, dude, was a little not too crazy, but it was pretty fucking chill. I still remember I was 12 or 13. My uncle, he's 2 years older than me. So like it was just him and his friends because they would already normally do it. They were like, "Yo, we're gonna go do this. You want to come hang out with us?" Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Wait, what are we doing?" He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the pool." And I was like, "Oh shit, sick, hell yeah!" And then we got there, and they started pulling everything out. Fucking little canister, like a gram of weed, and a water bottle, an empty water bottle, pen cap that they melted a hole into the side of the water bottle of. And that's where they put the weed. I'm teaching people how to make a fucking GB right now, dude. Chat, don't listen to this.
Nobody did this at home.
Nobody do this at home. And and then yeah, they taught me how to do it. And then the first time, they didn't tell me what I was supposed to do. So they weren't like, "Oh, just pull like if you're taking like a sip of water and then like inhale the smoke." So I put my whole mouth around the top of the fucking water bottle, and they were like, "No, what are you doing?" And I was like, "You guys don't explain this, dude." But yeah, no, they showed me. They fucking made me take like a whole bowl. And I was gone, dude. Like so fucking faded that day. And we were at the pool already, so I just got in the water and just started floating. But it was like enhanced. It was like I was floating above floating, dude. It was so
AD
crazy.
Well, you were
water.
floating and floating at the same time.
Dude, I was floating and floating, dude. I was negative 0 gravity. Reverse curse technique or some shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my first time ever getting high.
Do you want to go next, Joey, or
You
should
can
I?
go. My story's
Okay.
crazy.
Mine's pretty chill.
Mine's insane.
So I actually alluded to this earlier. All of my close friends in high school were both theater kids and stoners. So
Worst
my
combination.
sophomore year, I'm 15. We are doing the musical. We perform the musical on Friday night, and I go over to my friend's house. And it was like a group of us. There was like 5 of us. And we put on Pulp Fiction, which I've never seen, and she packs up a little bolski. Nobody tells me how to use the carb at first, so it didn't work. But then somebody caught me and was like, "Hey, you goofy! You gotta put your finger over the hole." And I was like, "Oh, my bad, pimp."
Yeah, I remember that too.
And
They didn't tell me how to do that.
yeah, no, it's like they just expect you to know. It's like like, bro, I
Yeah, this
told
is
you,
my first time,
I
bro.
ain't
They're
never
like,
done this.
yeah, I ain't never done this before. Please, I swear.
But yeah, eventually I got a fat rip and it was great. I was watching the movie. I had no idea what was going on. Everybody's continuing to just, enjoy their time and smoke more. And we went and got snacks at the Circle K near us. And we like ran down it was like the middle of the night. We don't live in a very busy town, so we were like running down the road and like doing cartwheels under the red light and just like being degenerates. And we ran into a crackhead at the gas station, and it was like kind of weird. He was telling us all these different stories, and we kept trying to like break away, and he just kept like getting us. Like he just kept talking and talking and talking, and like we couldn't get away. So eventually we just kind of left him, and he was still just kind of talking, and it was chill. He was chill for the most part. And when we got back, I thought I was dying because I felt my heart beating so fast. And I told my best
dude.
friend, "It's like, if I die, if I don't wake up, like if I'm not waking up, you need to take me to the hospital because my mom will be really mad at me. Like you need to call somebody if I don't." She's like, "You're fine, chill out." Like I was so serious.
I
I was like,
hated
"My
that
mom's gonna be
shit.
mad at me."
I fucking hated that, dude. When you get high in front of people and like it's like your
You
first time and you get too much and you start freaking out, they're just laughing at you. And I'm like, dude, help me, please. Okay.
Yeah, literally.
So the first time I took edibles, I was in freshman year of high school and I took half, I think 20 gram of a brownie. So
Oh, you said half. I thought you said I had 20 gram. I'm like,
no, I took half of it. Like it was like a big portionate size. So I just ate it and didn't think anything of it. They were like, "You want to try an edible?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I thought it was gonna be the same as just smoking. I was very, very fucking wrong. So I
Yeah.
was like, it was not even like 10, 20 minutes, and I got into my last class, and we were chilling at first. I just felt myself getting a little bit more faded, like progressively, and then I got to a point where my heart started beating really, really fucking fast. And I was like blinking and looking in front of me at the kids that were sitting in front of me. And he obviously was looking at me like, dude, you're high as shit. And so I just started like looking around and blinking really fast. And then I would turn to my right and I would still be seeing what was in front of me instead of seeing what was right of me. So like my vision was delayed. I had fucking lag spike in my eyes. And I was just tripping so hard. My friend was sitting next to me because he's the one that gave it to me, and I was like, "Dude, I'm tripping really fucking bad. Like, you have to help me. I don't want to go home because if I go home, my mom's gonna get me in trouble. Like, I am freaking the fuck out, dude. Like, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. Like, you gotta help me." And he was just sitting there laughing at me, and I was like, I remember telling him like, "You're a fucking bitch. Why are you laughing at me? Stop laughing at me. I need help. Like, stop laughing." He just kept dying, like wheezing, laughing, and I'm like, in the moment, I was freaking out so bad. But he was just like having the time of his life watching me freak the fuck out.
Well, the edible hit him too, so he's like,
so he's fucking
Yeah.
dying
But
because
he's
you're
like-
He's just
fucking
giggling at
dying.
you.
He's one of the people that's like, yeah, at that point, he was already like very well experienced with this type of shit. But that was my first time taking edibles, so I just had no control of what was going on.
Yeah, my first edible was similar.
And then I rode my bike home. Almost died. Almost got hit by a car. And then I just got home.
It
That was
happens.
that day?
No,
That's crazy.
no.
Oh, you
Oh,
So
said
that-
almost got
so
hit by a
yeah,
car.
yeah. No. That day I just went home, almost got hit by a car, and then just got in bed and took a nap. Woke up like a few hours later, took a shower, went back to bed. 'Cause I was still high.
I?
I was still high. I just went back to
Real.
bed after I took a shower.
What about you, Joey? Pop off with your
Eh,
crazy story. I want to hear
Yeah.
it.
I'm intrigued.
First time doing dabs
Oh,
was my
That
first
was your
time.
first. Oh, that's crazy,
holy. Okay.
dude.
Granted, it's technically like not my first time because I would do like pens and stuff like that, but I wouldn't do enough to actually like get me high.
Yeah.
I would just do one to
Yeah.
chill out, mellow out, feel my muscles relax, and be like, okay, I'm chilled. I'm sitting out in the parking lot after work. I was still a cook at the time, and one of my manager, I'm not gonna drop names because reasons, was like, yo, you wanna chill out after work? Do that, all that. I got one of my other buddies here. We're just gonna sit there and and I'm like, fuck it. I got nowhere else to be. I got work. I got school in the morning. Whatever. I'm chill. What the fuck is this? Throws the dabs on like the fucking tray that she has. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You said we were smoking, not this. She's like, you'll be fine. So I go over there. I'm like, what am I supposed to
Famous last
do?
words.
What am I supposed to do? She shows me how to do it. So I figured it out. Doo-doo. I'm dying. Lo and behold, 15 minutes go by, and I'm, we're pretty fucking boofed. We're shooting shit, talking, and all that. And drive home hits me fucking hard. So I'm sitting there in my car.
Yikes.
I'm driving home. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck to do. Cause like I'm genuinely like freaking the fuck out. So music starts playing, and here I am thinking, oh God, God's talking to me right now.
Oh no. Oh
So
no.
in my eyes, I genuinely like believe that, like I actually believe shit like that, So I'm sitting there, like actually like freaking the fuck out. So then I just go home, knock the fuck out, because it's like at that point it's like 1
You
or
made
2
it
in the
home?
morning. I made it home, thank God. But at that point it's like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I'm sitting there laying in bed, not being able to sleep, and just fucking tripping my balls off. So the
Yeah,
next day I go, and there's visibly something wrong with me. It's like something's like bothering me and shit. And I talked to my teacher about it, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, don't ever do that shit again, bro. Recover from that shit, and then lock the fuck in." And then I told myself, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm never doing this shit again. I'm never touching anything like that, like weed, nothing like that." And I told myself, "Stay strong, brother." Now I'm an alcoholic and I drink.
my first time ever experiencing something like, oh my god, this is crazy. How am I supposed to function? Was also like one of the first handful of times indulging, and it was off edibles. And me and my friend, she brings this edible over that her friend's grandmother made. She goes, I have no idea how much is in it. They told us to take a quarter. So we took a quarter. We did the classic hour goes by. Oh, I don't feel anything. Let's take the rest of it. So we did, because we're stupid. And like literally, I swear to God, like I could still taste the brownie in my mouth when it hits. Like it wasn't even that long after. And it was like the same feeling. Like I walked over to turn off the lights, and I felt like I was still sitting on the couch. Like my body was lagging, or like my mind was my mind and my body were not connected. The frame rate, awful.
Frame rate.
I'm
And
lagging.
it was like we woke up, we had to go to theater practice the next morning that my mother drove us to, and we're trying to keep our cover, right? We're still absolutely out of it. Like so like we wake up and we both look at each other. She's like, "Do you still feel it?" I was like, "Yeah, I still feel it." Cuz we were like freaking out the night before, right? We were actually tweaking. And mom drove us, and I kept our cover, and I had a conversation with mom. Oh, how was your night, girls? Oh, it was good. What'd you guys do? We just watched some movies. And then as soon as she dropped us off at the school, as soon as she's out of sight of the parking lot, my friend, my friend turns around and just throws up all over the parking lot. She's like, I've had to throw up since we got in the car. I was like, bro, like, you could have said something. She's like, no, no, no. She's like, I couldn't say anything. I don't know how you're talking to your mom.
That's
I had
crazy.
to go to practice. And later, when I went to work, I was still like, not, I was still so out of it. Be careful with that shit. It sneaks up on you.
Dude, edibles are the fucking worst for that type of shit. Because you don't expect it. You just expect to get like high, and then it's like, oh, well, you want to meet the devil instead?
Yeah,
Literally. No, for real.
That's the same. That's the last time I took edibles, dude. The last time I did was
I was,
with my
yeah.
sister.
I unfortunately never did any of that. So I was, because that was like after I did that, and I was like, yeah. Somebody offered me one. I was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you, though. On a different note, I got a funny throw up story since you mentioned throw up. Funny enough, I'm sitting. So me and my buddy, very long term friend. Not gonna drop a name again because I don't know if he's watching. If he eventually watches, we'll call him Jonathan. How about that? And he texts me one night. He's like, "Yo, we got SATs tomorrow, homie. You want to go out for breakfast and be prepared?" And I'm like, "Sure. Why the fuck not?" So lo and behold, I'm sleeping. It's like 1 a.m. He calls me at 5 a.m. So I'm sleeping. I got 4 hours of sleep. He calls me at 5 a.m. Yo, you stood down for breakfast? He's like, fuck it. Why not? So I wake up. Lo and behold, we go to IHOP, which, funny enough, it's the same IHOP that Coda's working at now, which I'm sitting here like, oh, great. I get to relive this memory every time I go into this IHOP.
It's all full circle. It's all come full circle.
So, we get seated, we sit down, we have our big ass fucking breakfast. We do the classic first date kind of nervous snap. And after that, we pay for our food, we go out, we do all that. And lo and behold, I'm walking back to the car, and he's walking to the front seat because he didn't have a car at the time, so I was chauffeuring him everywhere.
I hate doing
Lo and behold, I sit down into the front seat, turn the ignition. I feel my stomach visibly go. And then the saliva glands start. I'm like, oh
no.
fuck.
Yeah, you can
I
feel
open the door, and I just all the food I fucking ate in a bush. I'm like, puking my fucking guts out. Lo and behold, I have SATs at like 8 a.m. So I'm sitting, it's like probably like 7:15ish, somewhere around there by the time we get done. See, he's looking at me and he's like, dude, you good? I'm like, yeah, I can't eat in the morning. No, like that's like one of my things. Like I genuinely like can't eat in the morning. I'll sip coffee, and by 1 or 2 o'clock I'll be able to eat. But I cannot eat in the morning.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
But anyway,
I was like, is that because you ate so much that morning?
Yeah, no. Well, that and I eat before I go to bed, so it'll like kind of like stack on top of it and like expand my stomach too much. Because like I can visibly feel my stomach in the morning be like that big, but when I ate like so much fucking food, it expanded my stomach too much, so I had to like force it to like squeeze back down, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can't eat too much in the morning, or else I'm gonna, which is weird. I don't understand that. But yeah, so I'm driving home, and I'm like, do I want to go to school today? I just puke my guts out. So I go to school, do my SAT, I fail because 4 hours of sleep, puke. Not a good combination. Go home, take a nap. It was just a shitty booty ass day all around. Jonathan, if you're watching, I love you, homie.
Jonathan knows who he is.
Jonathan knows who he is if he's watching.
Do we have anything else we want to yap about today?
I feel like we need to actually like sit down and write down topics because
Oh.
Yeah, I have a couple.
honestly, don't get me wrong, I'm having a blast, but I feel like we're winging it, ain't it? If that makes sense.
That's the BOOFCAST.
That's the BOOFCAST.
That's the
You're
No,
right.
I'm with
BOOFCAST,
you,
dude.
Joey. I was thinking, I wish I knew what I was about to say on this podcast when I was sitting down. I was like, I wish I had something prepared so I
Like
could tell.
backlog, yeah.
Yeah, I could tell something
But
funny
it's
that I
alright.
know is gonna. I can tell it well.
You ever think about it like during the week? Be like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this on the podcast. That's why like any idea I have, I just immediately write it down because I
Write it
I
down.
forget.
And you should also text it in the group chat as well. I feel like we should do that too.
Okay, I can share my notes. I just don't share my notes because I'm like, I like to write it down and bring it up on the podcast. That way, it's kind of like more of a spontaneous thing rather than we've been sitting on this all week.
We could do a little bit of both, I think.
I agree.
All right,
I feel like
A little more
Yeah.
structure, but we can keep the spontaneity.
dude, we have no structure. This is the BOOFCAST. Can't be too structured. We can't be too legit, guys.
No, but we can each have. How about we each bring one thing we want to talk about that week?
so then you can prepare for your like area, but then each other area would be spontaneous.
How's that? Good compromise.
I like that.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I like that too.
Nice.
Not so bad.
Yes, good compromise. Yeah, sounds fine. I'm
Okay,
down with
word.
it. This has been a boof episode. This is the boof episode. I think the title of
Boofsode.
I think the title of this one should be Bad Trip Stories because that was a
I'm
majority.
okay
of
with
it.
that.
Bad trips and killer clowns.
Bad trips, killer clowns,
Oh,
and
dude, that sounds
childhood
like,
fears.
no, that kind of
I never
coincides
said
with
my
it.
childhood fear.
Yeah, tell us your childhood fear.
I got like into one of mine and like that's it. I got cut off.
In my backyard, we have this like little divot of trees that is cut out like this, like kind of like a half circle like that. We used to have a bonfire, like a fire, like barrel that we put there. We throw like dry wood and shit in there. So I used to have this one recurring nightmare of a black figure, like straight black, standing. Stop it! Just a straight black figure, like Maisel's shirt color.
What was the fella's name?
Requise.
Oh,
But no, like just staring at me. No eyes, no nothing. Just staring. Because I forgot to mention. I had a trampoline at the time in my backyard. So I would go on, jump on the trampoline.
why the fuck
And
do
that
you guys
figure-
have trampolines, dude?
Why the fuck wouldn't
You guys
we?
are too
Hello?
rich for this shit.
I'm not rich.
I did not have a trampoline. My friend's house had a trampoline. Let me be clear. Let me be queer.
We be
My
queer,
dad hated
my-
trampolines.
But anyway,
We thought we were
so
gonna get hurt.
this is my president of gay Obama. Let me be clear. Yeah. Thank you, Coda, for the joke. Anyway,
Shout out Kodo.
shout out Coda. But so I go out, and this is in the dream. So I go out, and I'm jumping up and down on the trampoline. And Mr. Blackman, straight black, is just staring at me. No eyes, no nothing. So I've always been terrified of, as a kid, to go into the little divot that we have. Because I thought Mr. Shadow Figure would come out and choke me to death or kill me.
I thought you were about to call him Mr. Blackman again. I was prepared. I was like, I was trying to hold in my laugh preemptively.
Just to reiterate, he wasn't actually black. He was just a shadowy figure, like Maisel's shirt.
Is this better, Mr. White Man?
What's shaking in your corner?
This?
Yeah.
That's my fan.
Oh.
My biggest fan. Dude, I remember as a kid, I used to be scared of horror movies. And now I'm really into them. But as a kid, I used to hate them because I would see them in my dreams and nightmares. Yes, Joey.
I used to be terrified of the fucking Halloween aisles at Walmart. Like all the like I would be sitting in like the little cart. My mom or my dad would be pushing me around, and I would be like I would be crying basically. And
Oh, I always loved those. Even when I was a kid, I loved all the Halloween decorations. Halloween's always been my favorite.
I hated Halloween.
It's always been my. It's the
Now I
best.
like horror movies and gore and guts.
Yeah, dude, me too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It all started like that, and I hated it. And then now I love every single aspect. But I remember as a kid, dude, I had like in our neighborhood and stuff, and like my family, we had like all these like Hispanic deities, but the one that like La Llorona and the Boogeyman, El Cucuy, and all that shit.
Oh.
My Hispanics will know what I'm talking about. But there's one that always got me. There's one I don't know, like if it's big, I doubt it is, and I don't know where it started, how it came, or like where it came from. But it was called La Mano Peluda, which just means hairy hand. But it's just a hand that just runs on its own, and it like tries to kill people.
Like thing.
Like Thing from Adam's
Angry.
Family.
Angry.
Angry thing, angry hairy thing.
thing.
But yeah, I don't know. That's how it's like was for me as a kid. I used to be afraid. Oh, after I saw Chucky as a kid, I used to think that he was gonna come into my house and kill me and my family. So to save my family, I would wake up either late at night or early in the morning and just cover everybody's head with their blankets because I was like, if Chucky can't see them, he can't kill them. So I saved my family. I'm a fucking hero.
Childhood
Did
hero.
they ever notice
I
or
don't
like
know.
say anything about it?
I don't think so. They just woke up like shit in their face.
Can I breathe?
Sorry, my bad. Got to make a small
I saved
sacrifice
you.
to save your life.
No more Chucky.
Huh? So you were jacking off a big wiener.
Nope, that was Chucky knife.
Now that's a big wiener.
Hey,
That's-
yo.
Yeah.
What else, dude? I mean, this all kind of coincides with each other. The last time I took edibles, I started seeing the black people too, dude. With the
Shadow figures. You can't.
No, dude. The last time I took edibles was because my sister came and she she gave one to my mom, one to my dad, and she just tried to get them to do that because they've never done it.
She's the
But,
family enabler.
yeah. And so she gave me two because I was like, dude, I could take it. It's fine, dude. I'm chilling. My ex took one because she was staying over that night. And we came back to my room and I was laying down, so trying to relax and get into the mood and, just chill. And it took a complete 180. I started seeing demons and shadowy figures start forming around me, moving around my room. And I'd be laying down, like looking at my ceiling, but then I would see like 6 hooded cloaked people, like standing around me. And so I sat up and I was like having like a panic attack. Like started breathing really hard and I started seeing like demons crawling around my room. And like they're trying to like all kill me. Like I can hear them saying like, oh, we're gonna like let's get him, let's kill him, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And I just started like I didn't know what to do because I could just see them everywhere. So I started trying to scratch my eyes out. Like I was visibly like pulling out my hair and like scratching my eyes and like my eyelids because I was like, I don't want to see this anymore. Like, please make it fucking stop. I was tripping so fucking bad. But that's the last time I took edibles because I was like, yeah, dude, this not epic. But I think that is one of the major keys that ignited or kicked in my my schizophrenia. Because after that, it was just all downhill, and then I got diagnosed, and I was like, well, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing about weed is it can loosen some screws that might already have a predisposition for that sort of stuff.
I told my therapist about that, and then she was like, yeah, your trauma plus that just kind of like, now you're skits. I was like, all right.
What can you do?
Nothing.
That's
They
why
offered
I
me
stopped.
medicine, and I was like, nope.
You know, that the whole me like sleeping in my bed and being like, yeah, no, that's literally what I fucking saw, and it was terrifying. And I told myself, yeah, fuck that. I'm never doing that.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
I've never
Shit
seen
was-
shadowy figures.
I see when I was driving, I seen them on the side of the road. I was like, what the fuck?
I see them on the road too, yeah, all the time.
It's awful.
But I saw a meme about that, and it's like now I have to kind of respect it. It's like if you see shadowy figures in the street and when you're driving and blah blah, like those aren't like people trying to hurt you. Those are shadow people just trying to live their normal life, thinking they're still alive. So now I see them and I'm like, okay,
I view like back then I viewed them as lost souls.
not like ghosts per se, but like yeah, lost souls.
Like lost. Like they're neither in heaven or hell.
They're just lost.
Limbo.
Limbo.
I mean, I personally I believe in ghosts, and I think that's what they are. I think they're just limbo souls that were unwilling to move on, and now they're stuck here.
Oh,
Or
here we go.
maybe still unwilling to move on.
No, dude,
I
no,
believe in ghosts.
that's just another
I
topic.
believe in ghosts.
That's another topic that I
No,
have.
let's get into it. I'm down for
All
it.
right,
I'm down for
those
it.
stories.
I
Dude,
believe in
this
ghosts.
is a
I hold
spooky episode.
spooky.
Yeah, this is
Going
the-
into Thanksgiving,
yeah.
bro.
Going
Like,
into
come on.
Thanksgiving, we're a month
We're
late.
still-
Where's your
guys.
Halloween
Unwilling
spirit,
to
guys?
let go of Halloween.
Halloween is a year round around here.
Yes.
October and November, Halloween.
October.
Remember that, folks.
True.
I believe in ghosts. I fully believe in ghosts. I think they are real. I think they are spirits, not lost souls, though.
I think
They're
they
spirits
could be
without a
both.
body.
I think they could be either. I agree. They're spirits without a body. Do you believe in ghost maze?
Not
Uh-oh.
really.
Or are you the non-believer?
I don't really believe
Get out
in
of
it.
here.
I don't know, dude. It's like
Shun the non-believer!
I've really tried to get in.
Shun!
I've really tried to like believe and try to like get into it and like do my own research on, you know, how these things can be possible. But it's like I really just can't like put a finger on it and be like, yeah, I fully believe that these things exist.
I don't think it's something that could be like... Personally, I believe it is in an unfortunate gray area of things that aren't really like... You
I'm on the
can't
fence about
capture
it.
them.
I'm on the fence about it because sometimes I do see
yeah.
like videos about it and I'm like, that could be 100% real. That could be.
Go ahead, Joey.
Okay, just making sure. But I think the videos are fake. I feel like
I agree.
you need to have a quote unquote certain like eye for it, if that makes sense. Because I think I can see them. So like again, when I'm driving home, I see people. Like no bullshit. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. I see like little things on the side of the road.
Yeah, dude, all the
So.
time. I always see like animals, people, like sometimes in shadowy figure, but also I've always seen them like a full apparition, like
Yep.
not like just black, like you can physically and see them.
Yeah.
But
Like I can see people. Like when I'm driving back up into my driveway, I have my dad's car and my brother's car.
Mhm.
They're both facing towards me because I just pull up. And every night, I swear, I see somebody sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's truck.
Have you ever asked him about it? Be like,
He's got like a hat on and like glasses and shit, and I'm sitting there like,
what's I'm saying? Like, have you ever told your dad about it?
no.
What if your dad knew somebody like that?
Oh,
Yeah, it could be somebody your dad knows.
It could be
Just
somebody.
checking in, making sure you get home safe or something.
maybe.
I personally believe that like your family will come check in on you and like stuff
Yeah,
like
I do
that.
too.
That's
Like,
been a big thing in my family as well. Like one time I was like 5 or 6, maybe even younger than that, I think. And I woke up from a nap and I saw nobody in my house was there because everybody had left to go to the store. So I just woke up from a nap and then I got up and then I saw like a flash of white in front of me and then just gone. I think I was 6. And then I was like so confused about it and I started crying. And then that's when my mom walked in. She's like, "What's happening? Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah." And I told her what happened. And then I've told her down the line, like a few years later. And I was like, "Hey, remember this happening? And remember I told you?" She's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What do you think that could be? That could have been?" She's like, "I think it was your grandma." Because my great grandma had just passed away at that time in the same building, like a few floors down. So she was like, "I think it was just your grandma, like making sure you were okay and just checking up on you because we weren't here." And oh my God, wait, I have a major story to tell because this also connects. There's in that same house that we were living in, I once had a dream that I woke up from a nap, but in this time the room was dark, the lights were dim, and there was like fog all around my house or apartment. But my grandma was laying down on our kitchen table, like fully laying down, and then she like kind of like rose up, like not even sat up, but like her like torso and up just kind of like rose up.
Like floated.
Yeah. No. Like this hurling down, like her torso and like her body without her legs just kind of like lifted up.
Oh, so like that.
Like if she sat up, but like not really like. Basically, she just basically sat up.
Okay.
And then I was like freaking out, and I started seeing like, this was even before I knew demons even existed or any type of religion. I would be seeing like these figures, like shadowy figures with horns and all these other stuff, and like things that would look like monsters, pretty much. And I remember like crying to her and yelling at her, being like, help me, save me, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, she got up from the table and just started like, kind of like putting the hands on these things, and then they would just disappear. So I would see these things and it'd be like, my great grandma's saving me. Like she's saving me from all these things that are around me, all these bad spirits and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, this was before I even knew spirits were a thing or religion was a thing. So I didn't understand it then. And then when I grew up and like I can still like remember it like detail to detail about everything that happened. It's like that's like the most visible explanation. That's like she's saving me from all this like bad energy or bad spirits at the time. Yes, Joey.
So if you wanted to say something,
No, you go and I'll go next.
do you believe in like guardian angels and stuff like that?
Yes.
Do you think that maybe like it could be how do you say, like ancestors, like being your guardian angels?
And
Like
like your
Uh,
family
that
members.
that would be like cool shit.
I have no like.
Well, I mean, considering that what you said, it was your great grandmother,
Mhm. Yeah,
Checks
but
out.
off demons and
well,
shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, back then, yeah, it made sense. But I mean, that was also when I started getting into like Christianity. But now that I've kind of dropped all of that and like let that all go behind me, I'm just like, well, I don't know what that was anymore. But then I grew up and I think sixth grade, so I must have been like 10 or 11. And in a new apartment, I had another dream like that where I woke up from my bed and again, lights were dim, but the only light that was on was the one in the hallway. But lights were dim in every other room. Nobody was home. The rooms were dark and there was fog all around the house. And I would just start hearing these moaning and these groanings and people like screaming and like shadowy figures moving around my house, like some fast or like some like slowly walking. And I walked into my sister's room and I opened her closet because there was a light in there and it was just a barn owl. There was a barn owl sitting in the closet and he started talking to me like full English talking to me. Like he's like, I'm here to help you. I'm here to save you. I will walk you through all of this. You just need to listen to me and follow me and I will help you get out of here. Like I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said, but that's pretty much like the idea. And he just started like flying throughout the house and he walked me out the front door and just kept me from like being like touched or taken by any of these things that were around me. And then
Dude.
yeah, that inspired me to get the the chest tattoo that I have on my chest. It's just a owl with a skull on it.
Dude, that
But-
gave me fucking goosebumps.
that's
Like no
creepy.
bullshit. That gave me fucking goosebumps.
Personally, I've never had dreams like that. But I've had dreams where I have successfully seen snips of what is going to happen to me in the future. And I know that sounds fucking crazy.
Nah.
It's
I know
not.
that literally sounds fucking crazy, but like I swear to God, and it's never anything super important. Like it's always really mundane details.
Yeah.
But it's not deja vu. Like I swear to God, like when I get to that moment in my life, I will remember like every detail of the dream, and it will all suddenly make sense to me. I'll be like, this is this in context. Okay, like I understand how we got here because a lot of the times I don't realize that that's going to happen. It just seems like something really abstract, and like I remember one of them specifically was I had a dream when I was in middle school of I was just sitting on my bed playing a bass guitar. I was just like plucking away the strings, and in the dream, like my room was different than how it was when I had the dream, and like it was like all the details were different, but it was definitely my room, and I was just sitting there playing bass. That was the whole
Right.
dream, and it was like I remember waking up and being like, "That's weird. Like I don't play bass," and then like eight eighth grade came around, I learned how to play bass, and that was like actually like that was that moment, that exact moment happened. And I was like, "Oh my God, this makes sense. Like my room is the way it is now. Like all of these details are the exact same." Like it was I don't know. That happens a lot. Well, not as much now that I'm older, but it happened a lot in high school and middle school.
No, I get that, dude. It doesn't sound crazy because I get that a lot too. Like I feel like I would dream of certain stuff, like you said, just mundane things, and I'll see it later on. I'd be like, I've been here before, but it's like you said, it doesn't feel like deja vu. Like, whoa, like oh, I'm
I think
experiencing this again. It's like I'm experienced this before, but not in real life. But
Yeah,
I,
it's like it feels different because
it
all of a
does,
sudden
yeah,
you understand the context of the
hmm
snippet you saw,
yeah,
and you're like, this feels complete this time around. You know what I mean? Like when
exactly.
I saw it in the dream, it was confusing and I didn't get it, and it seemed unrealistic. And now it's like a puzzle piece fitting in, is how
Hmm.
I kind of see it.
dreams are your alternate reality selves talking to you, showing you, hey, do this right.
It's so crazy to
But
think, dude.
I believe in parallel universes.
I do too. Interstellar got me.
Yep.
I've never seen
I
Interstellar, dude.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
I
It's a
know it
little bit
don't
long
is.
though.
Oh, anyway, I don't necessarily. I have that stuff, but like I have like moments where I feel like me personally, I can see people's like, and don't take this like weird or anything, but I feel like I can see people's like auras, like a shield of like their soul, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Hmm.
So I remember this one time, and this particular moment was like stupid strong for no reason. It was when my aunt died, and I remember because again we're Catholic, heavy Catholic, so we had a whole like Catholic funeral and all that. We said a mass and did all that. And the one time where the priest is like giving like a sermon, like he's speaking to us, and I just see his entire body get disappear and like get overshadowed by like light, and his face is the only thing that is visible, and around his face is like that aura, you know, of just like blinding light for me. And in that moment I remember the priest saying something along the lines of my aunt, and it was like, you were put here, uh or you were chosen by God to be holy, blameless, and something else. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like that, something along those lines. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sitting there in the pew. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? So I feel like in that moment, it was my aunt talking to me.
Oh.
So that shit was like crazy. Like,
Damn.
and then ever since, I tried to dial in at like my actual church that I go to, and I can see the same thing. So like I dial in and I hyper focus on what he's saying, and like it happens. It just happens. So like if I hyper focus on people, I can see like certain things. And it's crazy.
Dude, this episode is deep, man. This episode
This
is
episode,
deep.
deep episode, the deep boofcast.
Yes.
Guys, the
Deep
boofcast gets
cast.
real.
We just clickbaited the fuck out of you guys. Psych. Well, I'm gonna say.
It started off like very rough, and now it's leading into like, damn,
Damn
holy
moments.
shit, this is heavy.
Yeah.
Moments that'll make you go, damn.
All right.
Boom.
Let's not try to cause anybody an existential crisis or anything.
Sorry,
Someone's-
chat. I
someone's-
apologize.
Dude, Sophie's gonna re-listen to this while baked as fuck and be like, holy shit.
Be like, oh my god,
The
that's
devil.
crazy.
The devil.
The devil! The voices!
They turned the freaking frogs gay.
Oh no.
Alex Jones is the devil in my closet. He's who I fear most.
What do y'all say? We call it.
I think I
Yeah,
was about to
that's
say that.
probably
I think
good.
you guys
That's
wanna end
valid.
it?
Minute.
What do we got on the
A
clock?
minute. Hour 20. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hour 20. That's not too bad. Good episode.
Hell yeah. This has been a very, like I said, a very interesting episode. We went from, dude, we're not even locked in. We're so fucking low energy to just skyrocketing with existential crisis moments.
It was the Subway Surfers.
It was the Subway Surfers. I'm not gonna lie.
We had to lock in real quick.
Honestly, I
Sewer
really wanted
Raymond.
to. The moment you were talking about the demons in your bed, I really wanted to get up because I have a cross hanging up like right in front of me. I wanted to get up and grab it and just be like.
What do you mean the demons in my bed?
I don't think I have a cross
I have one,
in this
unironically.
room.
Oh, I could have just did this.
I have one that my mom gave to me, and I was like flipping it upside down. She's like, "Don't do that."
I have a little cross necklace that I wear to weddings and funerals.
Here,
I got
hold
holy
on.
water and a Mary statue.
Let me grab JC. There you go, guys. Chat. Here you go. Have some JC powering your life. May
Went
God
to
bless
Texas
you.
where
May
they had
God
one of
bless you.
those. I'd always
Amen,
just
brother.
stare at the little Jesus, and I was like, damn, why did they have to like put him on the cross? Like, did they think we were gonna forget? I'd always just stare at it while we were doing our workouts. It's like, damn, they really just left them up there.
About to go for the high dive.
Damn.
All right, well, watchers and listeners and earphone wearers and iPhone havers. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode 3. Joey's got his phone out.
And Android users, come on, dude.
Okay,
Don't
Android.
discriminate.
I didn't say iPhone. You said I havers.
I thought you said iPhone havers.
I might have said that. I'm a little
I
drunk.
think you said iPhone havers.
We'll see. Dude.
Don't discriminate.
Okay, well, anyways, thank you guys for coming out to this week's podcast episode. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. If you have some more topics for us to talk about, please drop it in the comments.
Drop them in the comments.
Not just
Thank
Krim,
you,
somebody.
Krim, for the suggestion.
Yes,
and
that
for getting us off to a good start.
dude, it really did. Without that
It
topic,
sparked us.
it really did.
It really did, honestly.
So
We love you, Krim.
We love you, Krim. Cry part 3 again.
Shout out Krim part 3. Yeah.
So let's end it off with a burp.
I can't burp.
Swallow
Cut it
air.
right there.
I know that.